When you start speaking Italian, you don't freeze because you don't know enough. You freeze because you are trying to think while speaking. Early conversations are actually very simple. Most of the time, you are just asking and answering basic questions. So today, I want to show you 3 simple things. How to answer questions instantly. The one pattern you actually need at the beginning, and a short practice we'll do together to lock Italian in. In other words, the technique, the simplest way to remember the present tense and start speaking without freezing. Most icebreakers and beginner conversations start the same way. Someone asks you something and you reply. So let's start there. Here is the rule. If the question ends in E, your answer ends in O. That's the IO technique. Look at these examples. Dove vivi? Vivo a Londra. Parli italiano? Parlo un po'. Cosa mangi? Mangio la pasta. You don't need to think about grammar, especially with regular verbs. You hear the Italian E, you answer with O. Let's try together. Parli inglese? Cosa ascolti di solito? Ascolto. Cosa guardi la sera? Guardo. Good, that's already speaking, but here is the real problem for beginners. When you try to think too much while speaking, you don't just slow down, you stop. You start asking yourself, is this right? Which person is this? What ending do I need? And while you are thinking, you say nothing. This creates a bad habit. You learn to hesitate, you learn to wait, you learn to stay silent, and that habit is very hard to break later. The IO technique prevents this from happening. You don't analyze, you react. Question in Italian E, answer in O. Now let's use this together. No pressure, just basic questions like in real life. I ask, you answer about yourself. Ready? Cosa studi? Studio. Perché studi italiano? Quanto studi ogni settimana? Let's do one more. Dove vivi? Cosa mangi oggi? Che musica ascolti? That's it. You are not thinking about rules, you are just answering. So if you are a beginner, remember this. Trying to think your way through Italian will get you stuck. Reacting will get you speaking. Start with what really happens in conversation. Simple questions, simple answers. Question in Italian E, answer in O, the IO technique. Now, I've said a lot, but if you really want to learn Italian fast, if speaking Italian is still a struggle, watch this video next. And remember, stick to Italian, and Italian will stick to you. Ciao!